Good evening, this is President Ann Diener. Donald Trump is legally and lawfully deposed since August 8th of 2017, and I became President of the United States, and it's been going back and forth with the bankruptcy of America. And Pompeo and others inside the administration, even Mueller, admitted that since the beginning of their administration, they planned the bankruptcy. And I called the Department of Justice the third day after Mueller had taken his office, and basically I asked them about cross-check, and that was an election conviction that needed to be made. And it was proven that Donald Trump stole election 2016. There were many people who knew Trump stole it. There was a whole campaign called Trump Stole It. Hillary Clinton, Jill Stein asked her to participate in the recount. She turned down Jill Stein for the recount and then was invited in on Donald Trump's bankruptcy. And I have that in data. All bankruptcy, in my opinion, is to be considered espionage. They've been exporting our resources and assets to Russia. They've been using KGB wiring here in San Diego to do that. They've been taking our tax money, also combining with drug laundered money to send resources directly to Putin and Russia, as well as oligarchs who have housing. We've even been paying them to stay in the housing that Donald Trump has built as part of the land grab, the scam against America. And that was the largest land grab in history. Basically, the housing is going bankrupt. I found out that the special team at the FBI was created for the housing, and it is actually going bankrupt, but they've been actually using American resources and assets to pay for that housing that is bankrupting. And that's criminal. It's going on right now, and I'm ready to testify against the housing. I knew when I testified against it, it would be bankruptcy material. Here, they actually said, what are we going to do when Donald Trump goes bankrupt? And that was bankrupt in regards to the housing. They said, oh, he'll go out and borrow money from someone else. But what is the American taxpayer going to do when Donald Trump goes bankrupt with his housing but makes you pay for it? And see, that's the problem with this administration. They've wanted America to pay for them. They've thought that they get a free ride every single day. They get a free ride in the media. They stole our election in 2016. When that came out, they should have all been removed, and those involved with the bankruptcy in Congress should have been outed. But here we are, let's see, we're almost to June now, and we're in an election year, and they're still trying to file bankruptcy on American citizens using this land grab, the scam against America. We have our gold standard, and gold is global. We also have our money back, which is our tax money at the Justice Department. And they keep using it to try to push us into bankruptcy because of the housing. Well, I found out that that's exactly what they wanted to do, was to use the housing as leverage here in California to keep America going towards bankruptcy. And that's through paying for the housing that was unneeded. We have plenty of rental units available. There's a huge surplus of rental units. They know they're not profitable, and that's been disclosed. They could file bankruptcy on them, but they haven't chosen to do so. So that's where your tax money is. It's in unneeded rental properties, from my understanding, and unneeded housing as we struggle to pay our mortgages here in America. And people say, oh, well, Donald Trump is really popular, but he could have governed instead of building this land grab. Instead, they decided to continue to build it. And when you think about it, he has bankrupted businesses through leveraging on the stock market, basically through stock market transactions. In one day, he made $17 trillion. He pulled it out, basically, of the stock market using machines. And from my understanding, he hoped to get away with it. It's like, how much can someone get away with? And that's been the ongoing situation within this administration. And Congress has to know that, and they have to put a stop to Donald Trump. I have let the National Association of Attorney Generals know about the housing that was designed for bankruptcy, and hopefully they put a stop to it. I let the Xavier Becerra here, our Attorney General, know, and I also let him know what I found out about the FBI, and that there is a covert group working within the FBI that was likely laundering the drug money, as well as blending it with tax money, transferring it via wire directly for the housing. And that is criminal. And so As this investigation moves forward, one thing we know for sure is the housing is not making any money, and us taxpayers should never have to pay for a guy who stole in elections housing that he bought with drug-laundered money. Why should we pay for it? Have a good day or good evening.